Good morning or good day, wherever you're at, whatever time you're watching. So, my name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving, and I have about 30 minutes of unclaimed time. And that's rare. 30 minutes of unclaimed time. So, I figured I'll give you guys those 32 minutes of unclaimed time. Tell me something, guys. Tell me something. Tell me something about you or ask something or I don't know. Let's just talk for 30 minutes. Talk for 30 minutes. So last night, um, I had such a hard time sleeping. I fell asleep. Um, I don't know, the sun was up. Oh, okay, Lou. Something. Nice. But I had a hard time sleeping last night. I literally went to bed when the sun was up. And I don't know if I had a hard time sleeping because of energy or if I had a hard time sleeping because my son introduced me to a new mother freaking show. Money Heist. Good Lord. Good Lord. I binged watched last night. I organized my apothecary. It was just crazy. Crazy. Oh my gosh, you almost had a panic attack trying to sleep. I mean, I'm sorry that happened. I sleep's not that serious for me. I'm like, okay, girl, sun's up. What you gonna do about that? That's how that went. Sun's up. What you gonna do about that? And then I was like, okay, I won't play the next episode. God, that show. What is that about? I can't stop watching it. I think I'm like on episode 12 and I just started, I think like yesterday. Gosh. Let's see. Love all the good energy. Oh, that I share. Thank you. Thank you. Um, you taught and I've been having this thing of like sweating. Sweating. I'm so sweaty. It's gross. That just started, I don't know how many like weeks or months ago where I actually sweat. It's disgusting. What the fuck? I'm not joking. For most of my life, pretty much all my life, even if I'm working out really hard, like an hour and a half of cardio, um, I just get a little bit moist on my upper lip and on my nose, maybe like the bottom of my scalp. I remember I worked out with my sister-in-law once, and she's a total fitness buff. uh, like she's a um, well, she at the time she was a pro figure competitor, even went all the way up to the Olympia competition. But I worked out with her one time and we did hella cardio and lifted hella weight. She goes, how the hell are you not sweating? This is sweating. My upper lip. And now, like, what the fuck is this? Like, the fuck is this shit? Why am I all wet? That didn't sound right. Mine took it totally somewhere else. Let's see. Didn't get hardly any sleep. Oh shit, Mary. Is he okay? Did you get a hold of him? I've never been able to ground. Let's be honest. Let's be really honest. I've never been able to ground myself. Ever. Ever. Um, only 4 hours a night. Well, I went to sleep. I want to say it was like 6:30 in the morning. And then I was awoken at 9 something. Um, let's see. No more just glistening on my lip. Actually, oh, you too, Tania. It's crazy. And I'm the girl that's always cold. Always. Always. And now it's like, I don't understand what the hell's going on. I wake up in the middle of the night sweating. And then we'll have the AC on, and I need a little fan on me too. The hell is that about? Is it like menopause? I'm serious. Is it like menopause? I welcome that shit. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I would welcome. I'm just talking. I'm just saying. Is it premenopause? Well, that's fine. Is it? It's not like right now. I'm not having a hot flash. I just suddenly have become aware I'm starting to sweat down my back. How old are you supposed to be when you start menopause? How is it because of my hormones? Polarity reversal. Possibly. Possibly. What does polarity reversal entail? Everything about you changes? Really? Um, Tania, I hope you don't mind me asking. Around what age range are you? When does the premenopausal stuff start? See, my thing is this. I don't want to do no premenopause thing. I just stick me right into it. If you're going to have me go through all of this stuff, make me sterile. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. First, deactivate the uterus. Deactivate the uterus and the ovaries. If you're going to have me go through this shit. Is that why my attitude's hella salty too? Is that what it is? Because, I mean, if that's the case, okay, so Wolf, you're asking when did my mother's cycle end? Being the badass that I am. No joke. We both almost died when she was pregnant with me. They had to do an emergency C-section. And because I was so volatile and combative in her womb, I almost kicked a hole in her womb. And so they had to remove the whole uterus. So she didn't even go through any of that. Yeah. So that's what happened. And then, I mean, I don't think I've ever asked. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. I hope she answers. Hold on. We got to talk about this. We got to ask. We got to ask. This is important. This is important. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Un momento. Come on, answer. Please, answer. She's not going to answer. She's at work. Yeah, she's not going to answer. I'm so disappointed. So here's the thing. Oh, I should call my other cousin. Here's the thing. My mother never told me anything about her childhood, about her young adulthood, nothing about her sisters. Yeah, my cousin knows everything. She's like, oh, remember when blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I never knew that. She goes, yeah, your mom never told you? No, she never told me. How old was she when she had me? Hold on. Let's see. I have to do some calculations. I need to know. Let's see. She was 30 when she had me. She was 30. Yeah, 30. So, yeah. No, Monica, my mama gossips so much. Just not about anything that would be useful for me when I'm trying to figure myself out. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh, I have some maca. Really, Shelly? I have some maca, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't know why. I want to say like I got a stomach ache. I don't know. Melba, you still have cramps at 52? You mean like period cramps? Ooh, see, Tania, oh my gosh, that's just like me, except it wasn't 6 years. It was right when I was born. Yeah, and my mom used to tell me when I was little, like, "You're so combative. You're so combative. Look what you did to my uterus." Well, yeah. Um, oh, Tania, I wonder if we have the same health issues because, yeah, I don't respond well to primrose oil either. Um, I really don't respond well to that. Um, I'm sorry for the person asking me for help. I'm not qualified to help anyone. I am not a licensed medical professional. I know this sounds really cold, but I just can't. That's not something I know how to do. I'm not trained to do that, and I don't want to mess up on anything. So let's see. Super dry skin, losing my hips, hot flashes, chronic brain fog. Oh, wow. Hmm. I don't know when mine I don't know when mine started because my brain fog is pretty bad. Um, it's pretty bad. Oh, really? Dairy is in the prescription estrogen? Um, she wanted more kids and was trying to hold on and hope she would heal to have more after me. I'm pretty sure after me, my mom. My mom said, no, no more. Um, she said her pregnancy with me was very weird. Um, she said her pregnancy with me was very, very weird. You know, um, I believe I saw something about turkey tail mushroom. I never even heard of that before. I don't remember what I was searching up, but that came up in the results, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," but I didn't click on it. Oh, are you having those symptoms too? What the hell is it? Is it energy? Oh, your mom was bedridden with you. I think my mom probably should have been bedridden with me, but living in a third world country, there's no such thing as bedridden. You're either alive or you're dead. And if you're alive, get your ass up and get the things done that you need to do. So yeah, no. For all of my pregnancies, I was bedridden. I find out very early. When I'm pregnant, I find out very, very early. I usually find out right when I'm fertilized. I usually know, like, oh no. And then I have to wait a few weeks. Like, I think it was, I usually get confirmation, I think like the third week, like a little bit earlier than the earliest that tests are supposed to find out. I think it's like the third week. And then there's just something that happens that's like, we gonna kill you if you don't lay down. And that's the hardest thing. Like when I'm pregnant, I'm so helpless. It's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I can't even open a pickle jar. I'm not joking. Like I will go into preterm labor if I try and open a pickle jar. Any kind of straining, I'll start having contractions. You want to be fertilized? Not me. Not me. Yeah, no, because every time I'm pregnant, I literally am like, I think they try and kill me when I'm pregnant or give birth. Um, One of my labors, I literally was literally laying in like a pool of my blood up to my neck, from my ankles to my neck, and I had to go into the surgery room. So I'm good. You go ahead and you fertilize. I'm good. Let's see. I don't do well pregnancy either. Do I have polycystic ovaries? I do believe I have endocrine issues. I am gluten and dairy free. Well, I've just introduced goat cheese to my body. Oh my god. My cousin goes, I'll call you later. I'm homeschooling. Girl. I tell her it's urgent. Give me 5 minutes. So she's gonna kill me. See, there she is. Cousin.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm live right now. Don't say anything that's sensitive. I have a question.
You better be burning like alive right now.
Well,
interrupt homeschooling.
Mentally and emotionally, I'm kind of burning alive because, you know, my
I'm
mom.
going to F you up.
Wait, no, this is an urgent question for real.
Okay.
Okay, when did all the aunties go into menopause? Because I think I might be having menopause.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
What?
Oh, my God. I can't with you.
Why are you bringing Jesus into this? Oh, cousin, I got to tell you, your nephew, my mini-me, you know who my mini-me is, right?
Yay.
So, no. Don't be saying names while we're live. Number 3.
That's not his name.
Number 3.
Oh, yes, my favorite.
So we went to Target for the first time in forever. We figured, you know, like we shouldn't let the kids be afraid. I don't think they were afraid anyways, but we were like, you guys haven't left the house in like 3 months. So we took them to Target to pick out toys, and we weren't there long. And as we were leaving, this lady was like, do you guys need a mask? She looked at all my kids. And then I said, no, thank you, because my kids have a hard time breathing in those, because you know my kids and their asthma. And
you don't necessarily have to.
Right. Well, we were leaving already, and I said that to her, and then Bam goes, I don't need a mask. I'm covered by Jesus. Ooh.
And that's why he's my favorite.
That's what he said.
You tell them we ain't scared of no Rona.
We ain't. So, no, I need to know about menopause.
Look, I'm homeschooling. You're telling me it's urgent.
It is urgent.
You're asking about menopause. You think that's fucking urgent? Are you?
It is.
You done literally lost your goddamn mind.
Like half of it.
Oh my God.
No, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. Cousin, I'm sweating. What is that about?
I care if you can sleep or not.
I know you care.
I don't sleep either. You think I'm fucking going through menopause?
Yes. We should go through this together.
Oh my God. You know what? WebMD it. I'm not your WebMD. Okay?
You told me I can't diagnose myself with things anymore. So I'm going to you, Miss Licensed Medical Professional.
Oh my God.
What?
Do you want to know my licensed medical professional opinion?
You're not going to tell me I'm dying just because you're in hospice, okay?
Look, we talked about this.
Did we? Okay. I don't remember. See, I have brain fog.
Look. I know that whenever I get on your live, your followers just increase.
Keep going.
So I understand that you want me to be on live with you. Get your numbers up.
Okay.
Keep using me like this.
I need to bring you on every week because my numbers are struggling.
I'm sure they are, especially with the COVID among us.
Right.
But I can't.
Cousin, I've been having people telling me for days now that I'm infectious personality. I'm not sure if that's like a derogatory thing. Is that like a Rona? Are they saying my personality is like Rona?
You're not infectious. You're a fucking STD to me. No matter what I do, you won't go away.
Spiritually transmitted disharmony. That's an STD.
I gotta go. I gotta get back to
Let me talk to the babies really quick.
No, not on live.
I just want to say hi. Tell my babies hi. I miss them. I'm not even going to listen to you. Put me on speakerphone. I need to talk to my babies.
No. Say hi to your Nino Joy. Say hi.
Hi, baby.
Say hi.
I love you.
He's running around smiling. He's literally like number 3. It's not even funny.
When are you going to come and visit me?
When the Rona's not among us.
Oh, God. We know you're like dead grass.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing going to kill you.
Okay, I gotta go.
Bye.
I hope your numbers shot up. Bye-bye, which I know they did.
This girl. Okay. So that got me nowhere. We don't know. We don't know what's causing this. See, I don't know why in my family I'm never given information. Never. So let's see. A supplement called is a cure for brain fog. Is it really though? Hold on. Let me screenshot that. All right, there we go. I should ask her what that means. I can't do mangosteen because that makes me vomit. Let's see. Yeah, all my children have been Bedros. Yeah, and it's like from week 3 until I give birth, and I literally will go into labor. From second trimester on, it's like a fight to not let me go fully into labor. No joke. No joke. Let's see. What? And the grand was magnet? What do you mean? I'm sure autocorrect is being a jerk. What do you mean, Danielle? Yeah, no, I'm always I hate it when they give you that shot. So they go from giving me a shot to basically tell my uterus to chill out to like after a week, they then start giving me steroid shots to accelerate the baby's lung development. Yeah. So what do you mean do you mean the ground was magnetic? Is that I recently came across MTHFR mutation, and that kind of explains why I'm so weird. Speaking of my health, that explains why I'm so weird. Why are you laughing so hard? Because of my cousin? Hold on, guys. Yeah. So she's convinced herself. She's convinced herself that that she is helping drive numbers up. I don't know what numbers she's talking about, but I just agree with her because, I don't want to hurt her feelings. Yes, yes. So whatever she says, yes. You too, Shelly. Okay, so what do you take? So I've just started with B complex supplementation, methylfolate supplementation. Last night I started Mimosa pudica. I think that's what kept me up. It's supposed to be like a sedative type of effect. That shit kept me up all night. All night. I have the proper number of kids for me. So the ground magnetized. How do you know that the ground was magnetic? I've had some weird ass experiences at Shasta. When I lived in California, we would go quite a bit. We would just drive up there the couple hours that it takes and just have a picnic, like a day picnic. And then once we went camping, dry camping for like a week. And that was an interesting experience. I don't know if my husband remembers, we went over to Pluto Caves. It's supposed to be some sacred caves. And you could feel magnetism in the air. And you could hear some weird ass, like trumpet sound. Like weird ass trumpet sound. It was fucking weird. And we all took off running. I actually am not capable of grounding. I've never been able to ground my whole life. I've never been able to ground. So I like to tell myself to just chill out. That tends to slow me down. Slow me down enough to calm down. But yeah, I don't ground. I've tried. I don't think I'm really meant to ground. I can ground to a certain degree, but not fully ground. It's pretty crazy. Do you remember that, honey? I wish we had some sort of recording on it. I've seen some YouTube videos where it sounds just like what we were hearing. And then it felt like something was following us. It was crazy. It was seriously crazy. So, yeah, someone forwarded me that one of those videos, like a handful of years after we experienced it. And they're like, oh my God, have you seen this video? It's so crazy. Do you think it's fake? And then I watched it. I was like, holy shit, that's the sound that we heard. Yeah, not even joking. That was a sound that we heard. And that was the time when because I grew up with a lot of firearms in the house. Like, I remember way back when, like in the 80s, when fully automatic assault rifles were still legal. That's what I grew up in. And so during this period for quite a few years, I was like completely anti-gun. And so we were in the middle of the wilderness with nothing. We had an axe. I believe, yeah, no, we had an axe and that was it. But yeah, no, I definitely took off running. Leave the kids behind. We had a whole bunch of toddlers with us. Let's see. Aw. Oh, thank you, Christina. That is so sweet. That is seriously so sweet. Oh my God. I have to screenshot that. You guys, I hope you know when you guys write comments, like I screenshot. I'm talking about especially when the live has finished. My phone is so full of screenshots of comments that really seriously touched my heart. Like, you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea what kind of effect you have on me. That's so sweet. She said, I wanted to pop on to tell you that my mom's watches you every day, and each time she walks about the house smiling with so much joy. That's so sweet. Oh, Alexandra. Thank you. You guys are seriously sweet. I'm glad your son is okay, Mary. Yeah, if I want, that's exactly what happens to me, Corian. If I want to ground, I have to cord upwards. Mary, what if maybe your son was in your dream that way because of your reading? You know what I mean? Kind of like your brain trying to process having to like trust him to live his own life and be responsible in his decisions. That it might be that. Yes, yes. It feels like I put on a big ass cone hat when I try to ground. It doesn't go down; it goes up. What does grounding mean? So typically, grounding is when people like cord into the earth, allow themselves to deeply root or connect to the earth's core so that you can drain any stagnant energies, old energies, and allow space for newer energies to enter. It's supposed to just go through. So you're not supposed to hold on to the energy. You're supposed to just allow it to flow. Oh, Rhonda, I love your personality. It's perfect to reach my stubborn hard-headedness and innocent heart. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm hard-headed too. Sometimes I wonder if the way I deliver messages is too harsh, but then I realize the people who need to hear it that way are the ones who hear it that way. So, like, for every one comment that people are saying negative things, like, oh, you're hella mean, or whatever it is. Whoa, is that pollen? You guys hear that? That's great. The wind just cleaned my trees. Pollen. Oh my gosh. I forgot what I was talking about now. Oh, for every comment that's negative and that like really tries to tear me down and criticize me, there is, gosh, I want to say like 30 or 40 comments that is nothing but like, oh, you've really touched me. You've helped me to understand something that I've been struggling to understand. Oh, you guys. And I'm just like, oh my God. I literally have nothing but screenshots of all of these comments. And here's the thing, there's like, it always works out so perfectly because I am very harsh with myself. I know this. I'm very, very harsh with myself. If you think my readings are harsh, you should hear the shit that goes on in my head. So what ends up happening when I go through these little like moments of, I shouldn't go live anymore. Like, my readings are probably full of shit. And I should take down this video and that video. And oh my God, I can't believe I said that in that video. I'll have someone randomly comment on the very thing that I am tripping about. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, this really changed the way I see my journey. And I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't delete that. Cause I have really been like, oh, I should take this down. I should take that down. But apparently it works for people who need it to work for them. So let's see. Yeah, you're right, Shadow. Nah, you ain't mean, you're just being honest. Sometimes truth is harsh. Yeah, it's true. Oh, Rhonda, yes, I would share you out to communities. I just don't think your gifts are for just anyone. My idea of protecting love. You're right. You're really, really right. And I do really appreciate that because not a lot of people can handle the things that I say. I like to be honest. Not a lot of people can handle the things that I say. It becomes very abrasive for people who are not to hold themselves accountable for their life. Yeah, it's like, so years ago, when I first decided to finally stop denying that I need to live stream, because I'd been told since live stream was invented that I needed to live stream, and I dragged my feet. And then when I finally started live streaming, what ended up happening was, and this was on Facebook, I was found by a group, and it became like, spiritual breakfast club. Yeah, the reach was very, very wide, and that was a time when I felt like I still needed to conform, a time when I didn't want to step on anyone's toes, a time when I was unnecessarily nice, to overcompensate for my lack of alignment within myself. And then as I became comfortable with just being me, I then became, I guess you could say, spiritual community enemy number one. Because no, I'm not going to perpetuate your fucked up storyline. Okay? I'm not going to. I'm not going to play into that. You're not going to fucking bully me. I don't give a shit how big your following is. Because there was an individual who was trying to kind of have me be their attack dog and grow their audience for them. They have a pretty big following. And then finally I was like, no, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I don't want to live stream anyways. You want to try and threaten me like you're going to take all the watchers? Go ahead. I don't fucking need watchers. I'm still going to do my videos and say the shit my soul wants me to say. And then I'm off. I'm not trying to be no fucking famous person. So that's how that worked. And I was basically, it was the equivalent of being blackballed by the spiritual community. And I was like, fuck you bitches. Yeah, I was like, I don't give a shit. Blackball me all you fucking want. And then that ended. I do believe I'm still blackballed, but and when I say blackballed, I mean there was a lot of content that was put out where it was like you have to shun her. Don't share her stuff. If you share her stuff, if we see, because they would have people watching my live streams, and on Facebook you can see who your friends are that are watching with you. So they would have people watching my live streams and report back like so and so supporting her. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Yeah, so it's crazy. It's really, really crazy when you finally find it within yourself to just be who you are. Sometimes that truth, really, really shakes up the people who are living in a very inauthentic way. And there's a lot of people in spiritual communities that play the role. They truly, truly play the role where, they wear the dashikis and it's like, that's not even your style, bruh. That's not even your style. If that's your personal style, that's one thing. But when you wear certain uniforms, certain looks, and suddenly you're like brothers and sisters. Motherfucker, you didn't start out like that. And it's not a matter of growth. It looks like an act. That's that. I'm just not like that. Yeah. And much of my husband and I's, well, no, not much, but there's times where my husband and I have disagreements because he wants me to get more clothes. And he goes, you can't wear your jammies every time you go live. You can't wear the same, because I have probably 10 of these same tops. So even if I change my shirt, it looks like I'm still wearing the same shirt. And he's like, you can't. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I will wear my jammies and the same looking clothes every day. I'm not here to look cute. And he's like, fine, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm just, I'm not going to play a role. Ooh, yes, Katie May. It just felt like a mask for control or ego. And that's what that I know, honey, you're purely suggesting that my husband always has my back. He always wants me to feel very confident, and he really takes care of me. I just don't give a shit. I don't. I spent so much of my life giving too much of a shit about things that don't matter, like the way I look, how my hair is, makeup, and all of that shit. I don't care no more. I don't care. And it's not that I don't take care of myself. It's just I can't be bothered to put on a show. That's the thing. I do. I have a really good husband. Really, really good husband. Why do people put so much effort into being an asshat? I don't know. I just don't know. You were the first person I saw poo-poo on the TF. Yeah, no, the Reiki thing. So twin flames are a real phenomena. They are a real phenomena. Ooh, I have a video. Not of me and my husband. So don't go there. Don't go there with your thoughts. Someone's being loud with their thoughts. Oh, what is his problem with Dr. Buttar? Y'all, I can't even. I can't be into that people talking shit about other people type of videos. Now I don't even remember what I was. I'll upload it somewhere. Probably Facebook, because I don't care if that gets taken away. Yeah, no, Facebook took away my fucking account. Took away my account for no reason because of bichachos. Yeah. They formed their little clique and they got my account deleted off the servers like it never existed. And I'm kind of like, you screwed yourself, because all of those private chats that we had where you could have used it, like cropped it to make it look like I'm a shit talker, that all got deleted. So, yeah, no. Like you fucked yourself. Yeah, no, I have maybe, I want to say no less than 10 accounts that are just deactivated. They're just deactivated and I can activate it if I need. So, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I bet that pissed them off because they didn't realize my account got taken down in the middle of a live stream. I was doing an online auction. And then I popped back live with another account. I don't know, like 10 minutes later. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. But yeah. I'm sorry, what? My Leo connection was so toxic, he really thinks he's the third Antichrist. You should tell him he should elevate his self-confidence a little bit more because there's no reason he can't be the first Antichrist. Why would he need to demote himself to the third? You know? Tell your Leo connection. Believe in yourself a little more. Strive for one. Yeah, Facebook takes down a lot of my posts. I don't even care no more. Boom, Tania. Tired of people telling me to stay woke. Hell, I didn't realize I was asleep. What I realized is that we are an enlightened species, and we're just in denial of that. Yep. Y'all better watch out what you comment. Daddy is on the prowl. So regarding Reiki, and people are going to be so pissed, but this is what I know. So I'll give you guys a little bit of my personal history. When I first started with really actively trying to learn stuff, Reiki was just starting to be spread, Reiki and pranic healing. And I wanted to take classes and become a Reiki practitioner. But Michaela over here, Michael, kept interfering. I wasn't allowed to take it. I got kicked out of programs for no fucking reason because my energy was too loud or some shit like that. It's 11:11. So yeah, I wasn't allowed. And to date, I'm not trained in anything, certified in anything. These are just things that I know how to do from birth. And I found out later on, I finally understood. I came across information that corroborated what I was already feeling inside. There's something off about Reiki. It's not the practitioners. There's nothing wrong with the practitioners. Oftentimes, the practitioners are nothing more than individuals who just so badly want to help other people. So there's nothing bad about the practitioners. It's the system itself. So Reiki, what I came to remember, Reiki is a draconian system. If you don't know what draconian is, they're Dracos. I don't know if that makes sense. So there's kind of a hierarchy in the nefarious world. The Dracos control the reptilians, who then control the Greys, who then work closely with the demonics. There's a hierarchy, but they all answer to the Draco, which then answers to the Black Pope level of galactic stuff. If you don't know what Black Pope is, you might want to look that up. So yeah, Draconians are the ones that created and maintain the matrix of control that we live within. They're the ones that fashion society. If you look at reports regarding the things that are going on with legislation, executive orders regarding the viral issue, there's a lot of draconian measures. I don't know if you guys have seen this, okay? There's a lot of use of the draconian measures, draconian, I forget. I'm just like, y'all are fucking. So they're trying to seed even with the general public, seed the whole draconian thing. But yeah, it leaves a backdoor entry. Practitioners don't know this. They don't know this. Okay, so don't start attacking practitioners of Reiki. They don't know this. Again, I want to reiterate, large majority, actually all the Reiki practitioners that I personally know, they spent their money and invested to learn a system so they can help other people. Genuine desire to help other people. But the system itself, Draconians will release information. They'll allow truth to be released as long as that truth is intermixed with distortions. That's a half lie. It's very, very difficult to argue a half lie, to disprove a half lie. So what ends up happening when you use a half truth, you then divide the group into two, one that believes it fully as truth and the other that recognizes the lie. And then you have the separation and the headbutting. And so instead of a reunification, it perpetuates the whole draconian system. Ooh, see, Tania, did it just not feel right? Was it just something that just, you don't know why you just didn't want to be a part of it? And yeah, leaves backdoor entry. Now that doesn't mean everyone is going to be accessed or contacted by draconians, but it leaves the potentiality there. It definitely leaves the potentiality there. Years ago, a then good friend of mine, like a really good friend of mine, she had been attuned to I don't know what degree of Reiki, and I had never even heard of attunement. And I was like, oh, what is that? And so she did an attunement on me. And then here's Michael removing all his stripping code. I was like, what are you doing? Stripping all the code. I was like, you demon, stop. She's working on me. He didn't say a word. He just started stripping code. So yeah, that was years ago. Ooh. Oh, I'm glad you stay away from them if you feel there's a person with malicious intent. I don't know enough about Shambhala. Every time I try to read on it, something interrupts. Every time I try to think about it, something interrupts. And usually if I'm kept away from something, that's for a reason. It's usually to protect me because I'm ridiculously curious and I'll really dive into something. And so poor Michael, he's probably like the equivalent of my handler. Yeah, he's the hand on the other end of that toddler leash because I get really curious and I get fixated. So before I can really get fully fixated, tugs me out of it. I'm assuming there's something to that though. Ooh, see, you guys, I have a huge, huge fucking problem with that type of behavior. Katie says, someone kept coming up to me to try it. He said my energy needed it. Something in my head told me to run. Yeah, no. When people start telling you, you need this, you need that, and you didn't ask, when people start meddling with your energy, when people start scanning and trying to find things out from you without asking you, that's a huge, huge, huge red flag. Huge red flag. Huge red flag. Ooh. Ooh. Let me calm myself down. That pisses me off. That pisses me off real bad. Let's see. Wait. So the difference between Kokoro 33, which is a system that I teach, and Reiki, So when Draconians first released information on Reiki, they made sure that it was just superficial, surface level type of effects. Okay, they only gave half the knowing. When you open up certain energetic gateways, you need to know the coding to enter the gateways and reach core. And that's how you can actually change the code back to its original state. So with Reiki, it's very much partitioned into harmonic universe 1, which is dimension 1, 2, and 3. I'm working in a 15 dimensional level system. So if you're only accessing level 1, 2, and 3, whereas my system from the get-go, you are tapping into 12th dimensional frequencies or higher. There's a huge difference in the work that I do. Huge difference. Yeah, Daft Panzer, if you had a Reiki session years ago and you didn't feel anything malicious from it, all you felt was the good intentions of the practitioner, I don't think you have to worry. Just set the intention that if it's something that is detrimental to your growth and to your spiritual safety, that the coding will be stripped away. Just set that intention. There's no need for you to be afraid. Toth. I don't have any opinions on him. I don't. He signed up and did the course online, felt nothing from the attunement. That's interesting. Oh my God, I thought there was an animal in my room. Oh my gosh. Ooh, Monica, really? Ooh. So after a Reiki session, that's when everything started to go south? I'm sure you'll be okay. I'm sure you'll be okay. Yeah, it can be very draining if you are not able to establish and maintain healthy boundaries. And that's what drained me a lot. Let's see. Are you guys having interruptions to your live feed? Hi, Philip. Quite a few dimensions exist. Quite a few. There's 15 in this time-space matrix that we're in, but you can exit the matrix. Oh, you can see the energy flux? Am I not controlling it enough? Hi, Philip. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing really well. Let's see. Why do you ask about curses? Draco is very much about laws and governance, democracy. Democracy is, there's nothing wrong with this system. There's nothing wrong with this system. 53% at 11:22, 84:27, 53:58. Woo, that's a lot. So yeah, I've said it before. There's this people are like, oh, the system we live in is broken, democracy. No, it functions perfectly. It's meant to subjugate. It's meant to control. It's meant to give you the illusion of power and a voice. The easiest way for you to control a group of slaves is by giving them the illusion of freedom. Because when you give them the illusion of freedom and create a hierarchy, they will police themselves. They will make sure that those who grow too aware of the truth of the circumstance are contained, are demonized, are subjected to really unfair practice and beliefs. So Because someone put one on me and my family, and I can't get rid of it. You should probably join my Black Magic Revocation and Energetic Self-Defense workshop. Um, that's my specialty. Self-defense, parasitic extraction, um, demonic things, that's my specialty. And if this is something that you've been having a hard time getting rid of, then you probably need the appropriate energetic know-how as well as the appropriate spiritual tools. So that would be a perfect workshop for you. Individual healing, you mean for myself, Vicky? That's interesting. Um, ooh, what you guys are taught regarding cords, half truth, half truth. And the people are like, call on Archangel Michael to cut the cords. He told me information about cords. He's not, it completely goes opposite to what people are taught regarding cords. People who are in my kokoro 33, they know about cords, how cords are used, how to actually remove them. Mm-mm. Yes, Maminka, serfdom. That's what we're living in. Serfdom. You know, the serfs, they're allowed to occupy the land. They don't actually own the land. And they have to continue to work nonstop to pay off their debt in order to occupy the land. And people are like, I'm living, you know, I'm successful. I'm living the dream because I own my home. No, no. You are renting the structure from the bank that's occupying the land. You do not own that land. That land is being leased from the government. If you pay property tax, you do not own that land. You are paying the lease fee to occupy that land. So the workshop, I don't know. Hold on, let me find out. I don't know what it is. What the fudge? Hold on, hold on. Hold the phone. Let's see. Okay. Let us see. My Wi-Fi is going so slow. So slow. You know what? Let me just go on my phone. It's on my website too. Okay. June 7th as well as June 14th. So it is a 2-day workshop. And not only will I teach you the techniques and go over a ton of information, I also will be going live with you guys and doing the exercises together, the techniques where you're trying it out with me. And as the group is trying out the exercises, because this is how I teach my classes. I teach you about the information that helps you to understand why the technique functions the way it does. And then we go ahead and do the techniques together. And while the group is doing the techniques, I am scanning and observing because no one's energy is allowed to commingle with anyone else's. And so as I'm scanning and observing and making sure there's no parasitic influence, I'm also looking for slight fluctuations in energy that tell me that you need a little bit of guidance on how to change your technique or your approach or your perception so that way you can most efficiently harness your energy. So it's definitely a very, very effective way for people to first learn the technique and secondly to feel how their energy feels when they tap into it, when they harness it, because most people don't even know how their energy feels. And this is how I teach my weekly classes. And because a lot of people are not accustomed to energies that start at 12th dimensional frequency. They'll get dizzy, they'll get nauseous. And as you're doing it, I'm observing, and if you're not acclimated to that level of frequency, then I assist. I do whatever is necessary to get you comfortable. And then I let you know, okay, you need to pull back your energy a little bit, or you need to shift it in this way or that way, so that you know how it's supposed to feel. So when you go ahead and go and try it on your own, you already have an idea of when it feels appropriate. So if it varies from that feeling, then you know, okay, I need to kind of assess what's the difference. Why does it feel different? Is it a positive or detrimental thing to my process? Yeah, if you guys have been, and it's not just like if you're experiencing really demonic feeling things. No, sometimes black magic is expressed, actually most of the time, dark magic, black magic is expressed in such a way where it's felt more in your everyday life, meaning you keep having bad luck with work. You keep having unnecessary, unexpected expenses, like something keeps affecting your financial stability, something keeps affecting your health, something keeps affecting your relationships with other people. Now, sometimes these things obviously are lack of healthy decision making skills, life decision skills. But if you're cognitive, if you're aware of what you're doing, if you can hold yourself accountable, but something just keeps effing up, like you're doing everything that you should do, but something keeps interfering with your process, that's probably a dark intent that's been placed on you. It's not something to be afraid of, but if you want to learn how to remove that, then learn how to remove it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely possible to be an empath without a healing modality, because a lot of people, what they consider healing would be physical, meaning um, what do you call it? Physiological illness or dis-ease. Healing is so much more than physiological illness or disease. There's healing emotions, healing in such a way that provides mental clarity, clearing energetic blockages that help someone to rise and expand in consciousness. There's so many different types of healing, but we really limit our beliefs, our understanding based on the definitions that society tells us is right. Most of the definitions we're given is just BS. It really is. Let's see. Pets getting sick is a sign. Yeah. Yeah, and you guys, so the defense workshop doesn't teach you parasitic extraction. It teaches you the techniques you need so you won't need a parasitic extraction. How powerful is that? I mean, really, if I was like a really business savvy person who is just interested in profit, this workshop absolutely negates bookings for parasitic extraction. Why would I do that? Because I'm not interested in profit, not in that way. Mm-mm. I would rather people know how to prevent the need for parasitic extraction to begin with. Let's see. Pin-sized marks on your skin. Does it happen when you're not sitting in grass? Because that's questionable. If you can't find the source for a circumstance, whether it be a change in your emotion, marks on your body. Now, some people are just kind of, I forget the word, where you constantly have accidents and slips and falls, bump into things, not even realize. The fuck is the word? It's right there. It's like a centimeter away. I can't remember the word. Accident prone? It's not sloppy. Why do you keep saying sloppy? It's not sloppy. I can't remember. God diggity damn. I'm going to be thinking about this all day. But some people are like that. And like my husband, he'll have random bruises on himself. It's not a parasitic thing. I see him bump into things, like his poor pinky toes. They're like dead. He keeps ramming that pinky toe into shit. I'm like, your pinkies hate you. Oh my God, that makes me feel so bad. Clumsy. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. Some people are just clumsy. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you can't find, if you're not clumsy and you can't find the reason why you have a mark on your arm that looks like fucking bite, question that. Definitely question that. Huge swings in mood where you don't even know why, what is wrong with me. I was really happy. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking about shit that makes me really mad. What is wrong with me? That's probably not your thoughts. That's probably parasitic thought inception, mimicry of your voice, so that you think these are your thoughts, but it's really not. So it's a lot of things like that going on. Can reverse candle set the black, that, wait, what? Can reverse candle set that black energy back to the sender, or is that superficial healing? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by reverse candles. So I do know how to do candle magic. I do, but I wasn't taught any of this. So you guys might use terms that I don't know, that I'm not familiar with, because I wasn't properly taught by someone else who uses those terms. But if you tell me what you mean by that, it's probably something I'll understand. Let's see. I can. Oh, sorry. Theodora, I would like to ask if you can assess the healing abilities of someone, if any, when you are scanning. I can, but I have a tendency not to even look at that, simply because I don't want people to be limited to the belief that this is all I can do. So sometimes what happens is there are certain sections of your morphogenetic template that are active, and they allow for the access of higher sensory perception, those abilities. And that doesn't mean that's all you can do, because sometimes there are areas that are dormant when I'm scanning, but then will fire up and activate after you go through another ascension cycle. So I prefer not to do that type of scanning, just because I don't want people to be so limited. I want you to understand you are limitless. You have way more ability than you could comprehend in this life. Way more. And it's all about allowing yourself to expand and rise in consciousness so you can tap into those abilities, because most of those abilities are stored in higher levels of dimensional consciousness within your auric field. So you have layers and levels to yourself. You can't tap into a level of dimensional consciousness unless you have the key pass. And this is what makes my system so different. I was born knowing how to access the skeleton key. I can access any level. Do I do that just because I can? No, not unless I have to, not unless I'm instructed to by higher selves. Let's see. Yes, clumsy. Let's see. Who told you that things are trying to tap into your energy, Ayani? Personal talks, like personal readings, Mel? Is that what you mean? Like personal readings? I do personal readings. Let's see. So reverse candle. Okay, that's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like. But I was like, wait, make sure that it's not a candle put upside down with the wick burning from the bottom. Y'all, I am the smartest space cadet you will ever meet. And sometimes I'm just a little arrogant. I'm like, do you mean like put the candle upside down? I know how to do that. Send it back. I know how to do that. There are certain frequencies that you tap into to be able to do that. It depends on how you're doing the reverse candle magic. It really depends. There's a possibility of that, but many of the things that I've seen, it creates how would I like a karmic imbalance. It creates that. So if you're doing it out of fear, that's creating a distortion within your field. That's creating a circumstance of freezing of the miasma. And if you have any idea what miasma is, frozen light code. Those light codes are energetic instruction for the lesson you're learning. Now, if you're just rejecting that, sending it back and rejecting it because you're afraid, then you're not learning the lesson. What I've learned is the reason why demonic, nefarious type things exist is because they are tutors. What you refuse to learn in the light, they will teach you through dark methods. And I'm not saying they're going to teach you how to curse people. I'm saying dark shit will be allowed to affect you to activate certain portions of your morphogenetic code. This is what I mean when I talk about trauma-induced accretion. So it activates. It's like a surge of spiritual adrenaline, and that spiritual adrenaline then gets injected into certain areas of your coding to activate it. So some dark things are allowed to happen to you to force you into an activation by your higher self. So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like people ask me, who taught you how to do parasitic extractions? Where'd you learn that from? Well, because I was fucking demonically harassed for most of my life, where, you know, and I've said this so many times in live streams, where I've had experiences where I was thrown down the stairs, shoved real hard. I felt hands on my back shove me and I fell. I've had bite marks. I've like physical attacks, bruises, all kind of crazy ass shit. And it's because of that I was able to remember how to do all of this shit. It's because of that. I wasn't taught. It's because of my fucking rage. For many, many years, most of my life, I was so deathly afraid. I was afraid to be alone. I was afraid to sleep. I was just afraid of everything because I didn't want to face it. Like I can feel when something enters a room. Many of us can. When someone enters a room and you don't see them, you can feel it. And oftentimes you can even feel who it is. Like, oh, my brother just came in the room. I can feel him. So I have that to a higher degree. I can feel when other things enter the room, even when they're cloaked. And because of my fear, I was like, oh my God, don't look, don't look, don't look. There's something there. Oh my God, oh my God. And instead of like facing it and like, what? What are you doing here? What do you want? I would turn my back. And if you're turning your back on an aggressor, fuck yeah, they're going to attack you. You're just giving them permission. Go ahead. I'm not going to look while you kick my ass. But after a point, you can only fuck with me so much before I just get really pissed off and like, okay, I'll fuck with you back. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done being nice. I'm done being afraid. I'm fucking fighting back. I have nothing left to lose. I'm going to fight back. And that's what it took for me to really tap into those codes within my own personal template. That's what it took. And because I experienced so many of their tactics, I just really, really know the type of parasite, their preferred behavioral patterns, certain types of abilities that are heightened for certain types of parasitic strains. If you know the coding, then you'll know the reverse, the inverse. And if you can mirror them, they then combine and go back to neutral. If you can get a similar amount of positive and put it in front of a similar amount of negative, they negate itself and merge together and they become neutralized. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Mel, that sounds like you would want either a clairvoyant reading. Yeah, clairvoyant reading. That sounds like what you want. Because people, there is a lot of people who will book clairvoyant reading, and they basically have that session time to just talk to me. They can ask questions. Yeah, that's basically what that is. Yeah, the best type of learning is alone type of learning, because you don't have the distorted, oftentimes misaligned perceptions of other people. And just because they're misaligned doesn't mean they're bad or you're better. It just means it's not appropriate for you and your journey, because we all go through different things. We all go through different things. Like, for some people, gluten is good. You know what I mean? They need those carbs. For me, gluten is bad. Is because gluten is bad for me, does that mean it's bad for everyone? Yes. Yes. No. Some people can tolerate gluten. Some people can eat it. Some people can do more than tolerate it. They can process it. I happen to be one that can't. So it's different for everyone. Let's see. So there are people that you trust, Ayani. If they're people that you personally know and that you trust, then that might be a very legitimate message. That might be your higher self letting you know, like, hey, you got to prepare for some stuff. Some stuff's coming. We don't want worst case scenario for you, so prepare for it. And that's what people don't get. Sometimes when you're shown things in advance, it's not because this is set in stone. Okay? Like, if you see yourself getting into a car accident at 3 p.m. today, you don't just freak out and be like, oh my God, I'm going to die at 3 p.m. No. If suddenly you need to go run an errand and it's 2:50, you know what? I'll hold off. I'll hold off. Yeah, no. And here's another thing. There's so much nuance to it. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I'm running late. I need to hurry up. And they get pissed off and they're totally like, oh, this person's such a dick. They're driving slow and I'm late already. And you're pissed off. You're trying to get around them. You can't get around them. Well, if you were supposed to get an accident at 3 p.m., 2 miles down the road, and it is now 2:59, and this person's in your way, they have just blocked you from being where you're supposed to be at 3 p.m. where that accident takes place. I've had this happen to me. It was fucking crazy. So I got into a mild car accident a few weeks before this, and I was going to a chiropractor. Melba, you might know this area. It's it's where that old Costco used to be. What's the fucking exit? It's in San Leandro. So I exited, right? And the line was long for people who were going to turn left for the freeway exit. If you go on the shoulder, ride the shoulder, you can make a right. There's no line for that. I needed to make a right. And so I don't know why. I was already running late. I should have rode that right shoulder like I normally would, because I'm an aggressive driver. I should have rode that right shoulder and made a right turn like I normally would. But instead, I sat in the middle lane and the light turned green. There were so many people in front of me, and then it turned red and I didn't get to turn. So I was just sitting there, the red light. And what ended up happening, the light turned green again for me. I was going to make a right turn. And for a second, I was just like, huh. Like a total airheaded moment of like, huh. And then I started going forward really slowly. I didn't even cross the crosswalk yet. And this car came out of nowhere from the left, going maybe 60, 70 miles an hour to beat their red light, which had been red for fucking how many seconds already. If I didn't have that airhead moment and I had gone, I would have been T-boned in my driver's door. I probably would have died in that intersection. And so they went, and I was like, oh, that would have been fucked up. That would have been fucked up. And then I kept on driving to my chiropractor. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, I probably would have died. So don't, if you're running late, you're running late. You can be pissed off if you want, but just know this is something for you. It's protecting you in some way. Um, um, so a 2M plus core correction type of extraction is a very high level type of extraction. A regular parasitic extraction can only take you to a certain level of frequency. If the parasite that you're dealing with, the parasitic circumstance that you're dealing with, is very high frequency, because people have this misconception that parasites are nothing but low frequency. Yeah, most of them are. But then you got the high ranking principalities who are not low frequency. They're high frequency. So if you're dealing with something that's more elevated, a higher frequency type of parasitic situation, you would need the 2M extraction. The core correction, so you can just get things extracted, just removed, or you can get it removed and whatever energetic injury is present because of that parasitic issue, that gets corrected. With core correction, that's what happens. If a parasitic circumstance is intense enough, it can affect your core coding. So the 2M extraction plus core correction corrects whatever distortions were done. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. What type of faces did you see in your altar fire? I see all kind of shit. All sorts of shit. All sorts of shit. Um, so the high pitch ringing in your ear, you say when people like that contact you, is it like a negative? Are these negative circumstance that you're experiencing? Are these people who have negative intentions towards you? Because sometimes high pitch ringing in the ear is nothing more than an indication of frequency. You're hearing the frequency. And sometimes high pitch ringing in the ear can be the equivalent of frequency jamming, where you can go ahead and hear the distortions in the frequency. To answer your question, the sky is blue because of the way the light filters through. It's how the light is bent, and the sky is actually not colored. I would highly recommend a Google search on that. But yeah, sometimes the high pitched ringing is you hearing the actual interference, energetic interference. So it really just depends. Sometimes that high pitched ringing is your higher self talking to you too, like letting you know, don't do it. Sometimes it really just depends on what's going on. It's something that you have to allow yourself to observe for a good amount of time so that you understand what each thing means. It's an energetic language, one that's very unique to you and your soul. Ooh, they had smirks, evil little smirks. Yeah, that don't sound good. That don't sound good at all. That doesn't sound good. So you guys, I totally passed the hour. Oh my God. I was supposed to be on for 30 minutes. Okay. I gotta run. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta run. I screwed up my schedule. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. If you're interested in the Black Magic Revocation plus Energetic Defense, Self-Defense Workshop, you can find that on my website. It's called Black Magic Revocation. It's right there on the homepage. That's it. Guys, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. I was thinking of maybe coming live to do expedited readings and scans today. I might just go tomorrow. I don't know, guys. I'm a hot mess. Thank you. Have a good day.